Welcome back to another episode of the Endwalker MSQ. We're going to start right where we left off in Elpis, talking to Hermes. If everyone is ready, there are a few creations I need to check on. First, we shall return to the spot where we found a wayward Emet-Selch. Have care when you step outside a hub, for there may be more unruly creatures about. Right, let's go to the spot where we found the Emet-Selch. Over to this tree it was. Here's a new species of Petaluda we recently set loose. It has been doing very well, managing to maintain a stable existence thus far. If it can see its observation period to the end without issue, we shall release it unto the world. Tell me, do you know the difference between living beings and arcane entities? It is the presence of a soul, yet the soul isn't something you can choose to have at will. No. It manifests only in those beings whose forms adhere to the laws of creation, that can endure on their own. Beings that do not fulfill this requirement, such as those spontaneously born of magic or natural phenomena, do not have souls, no matter how much it might resemble flora or fauna. If it lacks a soul, then it is considered an arcane entity. So you see, it is not for mankind to decide what is living. That domain lies beyond our manipulation, and it is hubris to assume otherwise. But come, let us head to the nearby beacon. I've received a report that arcane entities have gathered there. I love this place so much. It's crazy that I'm actually on a Theros right now. It's so fucking cool. Ah yes, lightning pneuma, just as the report said. Although we call this structure a beacon due to its form, it's in fact a magical device. By manipulating the balance of elements, it keeps the isle airborne and maintains the climate thereupon. In the course of its operation, it often sees an internal shift towards a given element. Right now, that element is lightning, which draws the pneuma here to replenish their ether. It appears Meteon is busy. Would you care to assist me in her stead and feed the pneuma? Of course. By using this lightning converger, you can harness ambient lightning and focus it into a ball. A veritable feast for our dazzling friends. Go on, give it a try. Alright. Ball lightning. I'm gonna feed these to the lightning pneuma. Perfectly done, baby. Look! See how they gather to feed. How they express themselves through their actions despite their lack of words. Speech is not the soul-defining characteristic of a thinking, feeling creature, nor is silence an indication that they do not possess these qualities. Be it a soulless arcane entity such as the Pneuma, or an ephemeral life form such as the Petaluda, all seek to perpetuate their existence, to survive. Is Meteon an arcane entity? It's a good question. Good question. I could answer it from a theoretical standpoint, but it ultimately falls to the Bureau of the Architect to pass judgment. Hold on. Is Alpha not an arcane entity that gained a soul? Good question, but I can answer it from a theoretical standpoint, but it ultimately falls to the Bureau of the Architect to pass judgment. Those with exceptional vision, such as Hythlodaeus, may be able to ascertain her true nature. But to me, it doesn't matter. She is herself, and that is all I need to know. Oh, you finished already. I'm sorry. I was in the way. Not to worry, my dear. They missed nothing of note, and we still have plenty of work for them to observe. Next we will head east to the Morning Dew. I need to speak with some observers there. If this place was still here when the world was sundered, is it possible that this place is the Sea of Clouds? Or, what was the other one? The Churning Mists, even. Could be the Churning Mists. That's, you know, assuming that this was here when Atheris was sundered.
Amazing, is it not? The Ampelos, one of our newest subjects. So, how are we coming along?
What's Meteon doing? Oh! It's the Elpis.
This place is Elpis. Those flowers. Elpis. Entelekes. Like me.
Entelekes. One's able to sense emotion, I'm guessing?
They are a product of Elpis, and so named for their birthplace. A happy accident, born of the hands of a former researcher who loved beautiful blossoms. Unique for how they change color, to reflect the emotional state of those nearby. Though be it here or elsewhere, they are seldom seen in any hue save purest white.
Reflect the emotional state, you say? By what means do they achieve this?
In creation, there exists an energy wholly apart from ether, one driven by emotions.
That's that's what the Matanga was talking about.
In like manner to how we manipulate ether, this flower is subject to the influence of said energy. While it has no will of its own, it is sensitive to the prevailing emotion in the vicinity, and reacts by altering its color and vibrancy.
Akasha?
Yeah, Akasha.
It is
That
one of
one.
the unseen energies defined by Harnish alchemical theory. Though a gross oversimplification, some describe it as an essence influenced by feeling.
Akasha.
Akasha. Though I'm not familiar with the term, your description suggests it is the self-same energy. Dynamis, we call it.
Dynamis.
And those entities like the Elpis flower that have the ability to interact with this energy, converting emotions into tangible phenomena, are Endwalkers.
Yeah, so Meteon is an Endwalker, the one's able to interact with emotion.
That's me! An Endwalker!
That you are, my dear. And no ordinary one at that, but the first possessed of free will.
Wait. A form of energy other than ether? Dynamis? I've never heard of such a thing.
Hardly surprising. Dynamis cannot be seen, much less felt. And though its existence has long been theorized, we had no proof until the flower's serendipitous creation. What's more, Dynamis is far weaker than ether. Under normal circumstances, its effects are drowned out by the latter.
But if ether is stagnant, then Dynamis can take
On
over.
account of which, beings comprised of and reliant upon the ether, like you and I, are unable to make practical use of Dynamis. 'Tis a truly esoteric thing, known to but a select few scholars.
Intriguing. Then, given the limitations you described, why create Meteon?
Our star, Aetheris, is especially rich in ether, so much so that its name is derived from it. However, when we consider all energy in existence here and in the vast space beyond, Dynamis may account for as much as 68.3%. The more abundant form by far. Were we able to control it, we could open the door to limitless possibilities. 'Tis not unlike a gently flowing stream, unable to break through the dam of ether barring its path. But if we could imbue the stream with the vigor of a raging river... not that I have such grand ambitions. Nay. I merely wish to create a being that could traverse the great expanse. The relative scarcity of ether beyond the bounds of this star was a concern. And so, I looked to another source of energy by necessity.
That being Dynamis. No wonder her ether is so thin.
Precisely.
Yours is thin too. Like an Endwalker. Like me. So... are we the same? Endwalkers.
If I'm thin, it's because Emet-Selch didn't do a good enough job. I don't see why it couldn't be one. Emet-Selch shit, that's
I
why.
think not. Your nature remains a mystery, but ere I reinforced you, you appeared to be little more than a common familiar, and a faded one at that.
Aw, man.
A deficit
I'm not
of ether alone
Endwalker,
does not
man.
an Endwalker make. It would, however, make it easier for you to interact with Dynamis.
Oh, that's cool.
And limited though its influence may be, this quality could prove the difference between victory and defeat. You do well not to underestimate it.
It's a Gooby. Gooby gob.
Oh dear. I'd forgotten about the poor fella. You must excuse me a moment while I go and verify a few more things.
Okay. Okay, let me get some pants here. Not that I or anyone else would be able to make use of it, even if we knew, but it irks me to discover there is an entirely different form of energy and no one told me. That personal annoyance aside, Hermes' knowledge is undeniably impressive. Given that there are none among the 14 who specialize in the Celestial, he would be a welcome addition. Assuming he can be persuaded to join, that is. I still can't understand his hesitation. Why did you join the convocation? Well, you should know why Emet-Selch was chosen for the convocation. I should be glad to share the tale. It began when... Not another word. Lest you've forgotten, where to learn more about Hermes, not me. My misspent youth is not your concern. Back to Hermes. My apologies for the wait. I have inspected the Ampelos to my satisfaction. All is well with the creature. I dare say it won't be long ere it is released unto the world. Another creation, however, reportedly isn't faring so well. The Charybdis. That is what we shall tend to next. If you would follow me, my friends, we shall return to the main isle and head north. Let's do exactly that. It's a Sanua. I understand there is a problem with one of the Charybdis. Yes, that's right. As you know, the Charybdis is based on a sea creature. Owing to adjustments to enhance its affinity to wind, it is capable of flight. The specimens created from the concept could all fly without issue, but a problem arose in subsequent generations. This third generation creature was born with an etheric balance, leaning strongly towards water, its aquatic origin reasserting itself, it would seem. The result being its affinity to wind is diminished, and it cannot fly. No matter what we try, we cannot get it to rise, even the slightest bit. For such a change to manifest in so few generations, I fear they are too unstable. Lord. With your permission, I will revert the creature and recommend to the Bureau that the concept be revised. With its etheric balance leaning towards water, the Charybdis would indeed struggle to manipulate wind. Yet it is too early to conclude that it cannot fly. Having failed at first, it may simply have developed fear. It shall transform and fly with it, helping to manipulate wind until it finds its wings. You needn't go to such lengths. You don't know. But of course not. Transformation is an art in which one manipulates a vast quantity of ether to construct another body around oneself. In practice, this allows one to assume any conceivable form, and thereby transcend the limits of one's flesh. Yet convenient though it may be, transforming in the presence of others is considered vainglorious in the extreme, as uncouth and unseemly as running about robeless, shameful. Am I to understand you make a habit of this? Nothing of the sort, it's just that, when transformed, I can wield the wind and fly. It may seem excessive. What is our shame next to the lives of these creatures? They deserve a chance, and we owe it to them to do all in our power. Be that as it may. Yes, I believe I have a solution, Emet-Selch. Emet-Selch, may I trouble you to move that Caritas away from its fellows, somewhere out of sight. Meanwhile, I'd like the rest of you to help me prepare here. What mischief are you scheming now? No mischief, I assure you. I would but spare you the need to report to your colleagues that Hermes committed an indiscretion. So have a little faith and run along. I trust you don't mind. Emet-Selch is out of sight. Good, let's speak of the plan. It's a stroke of genius, really. We have Emet-Selch train the characters. Aside from being able to fly untransformed, he can readily see ether currents. And with his adept spellcraft, he can also employ suitable wind magics to guide the creature along. While he is indeed capable of all you describe, it is not his duty. I am loath to trouble him with it. Don't be. As I mentioned, it would also be for his own sake. With that settled, let's begin at once. I want you to go to Emet-Selch. Tell him that you have a favor to ask. He will be disinclined to cooperate at first, but you mustn't be discouraged. With our friend, the trick is to be unflinchingly persistent. Off you go, now, and good luck. Well, that's a creature. Leave me alone. Ow. Oh no you don't. I'm not lifting a finger. Ugh. I know what Hythlodeus is up to, and I will not be made to refuse. I refuse. If Hythlodeus is to be believed, relentless insistence may serve to wear down the ever-weary Emet-Selch. Please, Emet-Selch. Didn't put the armor in. There we go.
No.
no, no. You are not foisting this nonsense on me.
I'm given to understand you have the power to help the Charybdis, and should be quite willing
Charybdis.
to do so. And so I appeal to your better nature, most benevolent Emet-Selch. Please teach her to fly.
Or else Hermes will transform. Right now.
Now, there's no need to go quite that far. Altruism is its own reward, as I'm sure he would agree.
Oh, would he now? And who contrived to put me in this position, pray tell?
Nothing so devious. I merely suggested a possible course of action.
Please, Emet-Selch. Please.
I did not come all this way to play nursemaid to your creations. I'd thank you to remember this favor and let it be the last.
Hey, I have that mount.
I
See,
will
Shadow
aid what is
Bringers,
taken to the air,
Collector's
forced you
Edition
to
mount.
shepherd it skyward.
Well, let's relax and enjoy the spectacle, shall we?
Yes, please.
You were wondering why Emet-Selch joined the convocation. Truth be told, he wasn't the first choice for the office. I was, on the strength of my ability to see ether. But I declined the offer. For though my vision is exceptional, I am pedestrian in all other aspects. Worse even, quite abysmal when it comes to manipulating ether, for example. Couldn't transform even if I had a mind to do so. What good is the ability to perceive a problem if one cannot act to address it? Emet-Selch has no such shortcomings. He excels in vision and manipulation both, the latter to an extraordinary degree. If there is a mage more powerful, I do not know of them.
I beat him.
Thus did I recommend him for the office in my stead. And I wasn't the only one. Far from it. Countless others vouched for his skill and character. People the world over, to whom he had previously lent a helping hand. Oh, how surprised he was. Claimed he hadn't done anything remarkable for anyone. Modest to a fault. He deserved every bit of acclaim he received. Yet he may well have gone unappreciated were it not for a mutual friend.
A Zem?
A singular soul who can't help but involve himself in the business of others. Where
It's a
he
Zem.
walks, excitement is certain to follow. His antics irritate Emet-Selch to no end. But much of his grumbling stems from genuine concern. When our friend calls, he never fails to answer and lend his talents.
It's me!
And in the
Aww.
course of doing so, he himself came to be recognized and respected by those around him.
This is such a good story, because we're seeing ourselves in the way that we're essentially seeing our memories of ourselves pre-sundering, and seeing who were our friends and hanging out with them, essentially. It's so good.
They are truly remarkable individuals, and I'm proud to call them friends. to help them realize their dreams. This will be my greatest contribution to our world. And when they have fulfilled their respective purposes, so too shall I have fulfilled mine. And together we may return to the star. Look at me, spilling my innermost secrets. I can't seem to help it with you. I can only assume it is due to the color of your soul. I just don't understand how you can be so alike and yet so different.
Well done, my pet. Well done!
Hey, he's flying.
Ah, yes. I dare say the Charybdis will be fine here on. Why don't you go and signal to Emet-Selch? Let him know that his arduous task is at an end.
Oh, I like this so much. Emerging from his reverie, Emet-Selch notices you and begins to descend with the Charybdis. I have no words to express my gratitude. Thanks to you, the Charybdis has learned to fly. And Kobe and I could relax and have a pleasant chat. I'm sure you did. The creature needed some small assistance at first, but soon it was flying more or less on its own. I doubt you will need to repeat the lesson. That was truly impressive. I witnessed it all from afar. The Charybdis flies. Indeed, with this we've proven that even a creature with skewed etheric balance is capable of flight. Though we helped it to achieve this, the Charybdis is a herd animal. They may well aid their struggling kin in like fashion if and when the need arises. Keeping this in mind, I bid you continue observing them, if that is what you want. But if I may say so, rather than hoping an idealistic possibility comes to pass, would it not be simpler to have the concept adjusted? That way, we could guarantee that anomalies such as this specimen are never born in the first place. These creatures are already here. We will spare no effort in giving them a chance to survive. As you wish, Chief. As you wish. Hermes. I'm fine, don't worry. Well, that concludes all of my present tasks. Let us return to Anagnosis for now. Anagnosis. Yes, let's return to Anagnosis. What? Want me to apologize for forcing me to help, do you? Save your breath. You didn't force me to do anything. I merely chose the most expeditious way to have done with an impediment to our business. Bum, bum, bum. Just keep them like that, you can't see them anywhere. Tell me, in the course of watching me, have you learned aught of value? Dynamis does seem promising. Dynamis, you say? Ah, shit. Chief Hermes, what good fortune to find you here. Yes, Dynamis is promising. Okay. There's something the matter. The Lycaon, I'm afraid it's done it again. No sooner did we release one for observation than it set upon the nearby occupants, slaughtering them. Was the creature hungry or somehow provoked? I just fed them myself, and the occupants were keeping a wide berth. It is the nature of the Lycaon that is to blame, their innate viciousness. Temperament aside, it is an outstanding creation, perfect in form and function. Though it may not be suited for release, I've no doubt that the Bureau will accept its concept for preservation. In any case, there's no point in postponing the inevitable. Doris will revert them all once the paperwork is in order. Where is the scene of the incident? Just off the path to the 12 Wonders. As you make your way, you should see it on the left. I don't know if Doris is still there, however. Hermes, wait! If this is part of his work, then I would observe. We follow. Next right there as well. Neat. There they are. The lacerations and burns are unmistakable. A Lycaon was indeed responsible. But the creature is nowhere to be seen. Doros must have taken it away. The man makes his base at the 12 Wonders. I shall go and seek him out there. Emet-Selch and I will search the area for good measure, just to make sure the Lycaon did not escape. No thanks. Let us meet at the 12 Wonders when you have finished. I will go ahead. Please follow with me. Come, it's down this path and over the bridge. An Yggdrant, Yggdrasil being the tree of life, and being a tree creature. Igdriant. That's really interesting. Cool. I like it. Meteon. Here it is, the 12 Wonders. Hermes is looking for Doros. Let's look for Doros too. He's a man with long blonde hair, I think. I'll know him when I see him. Meteos is now accompanying me. Can I take another photo with Meteos out here? Meteon. There's a flower patch. Yeah, let's do that. Little bit of lighting, character lighting. Let's go. Hey, I know these. I've got that mount. I don't have this one yet. I'm working on it. Blonde-haired woman. If you're with Meteon, then I assume you're on an errand for Hermes. What can I do for you? Sorry, wrong person. We're looking for Doros. I see. We do have similar hair, so people often mistake us from afar. I hope you find him soon. Once I get back and record today's results, I should finally be able to put that report to bed. Not Doros, his hair is long, but the color is wrong. That could be him. Long blonde hair. Doros! That's Doros! Well now, if it isn't Meteor, what brings you here? I thought I heard familiar voices. I didn't realize you two had decided to help me search for Doros. Thank you. You're in charge of the Lycaons, I believe. Where are they now? Out in the fields in restraints. Frenzied as they were, I couldn't well return them to Catesis. Once I've submitted my report, I'll see them reverted without delay. It's as he says, the beasts are indeed quite ferocious. You're one of the 14. What brings you here? Nothing you need concern yourself with, as you were. We've heard the news that Lycaons slaughtered occupants. As the observer in charge, you are of the opinion that they are not fit to be released. I am. Their abnormal aggression and exceptional strength makes for a highly problematic combination. It matters not where they are released. Lycaons would threaten other species and upset the natural order. Could it be that the specimens observed are an outlier? Highly unlikely. We've created a good many of them, all exhibited the same tendencies. But even when we used Kairos to begin with a fresh slate, their behavior was unchanged. Kairos? a memory reconfiguration system. The Chief himself created it. It allows us to alter memories that we may observe creations in different environmental conditions without needing to remake them from scratch. Quite impressive and potentially dangerous. Depending on the intensity of the etheric emissions, Pastorot may wish to have words with you. Rest assured, I've kept all values within prescribed limits, and to prevent misuse, its applications are limited to those authorized by the Chief Overseer. Do not misunderstand. To manipulate a subject's memories is an intrusive act. I deeply abhor, but it is still preferable to execution. Come now, Chief. Let's not be so melodramatic. What was born of ether is simply being reduced to its original state. I know the distinctions concern you, but we mustn't lose sight of the bigger picture, making rational choices for the sake of a more prosperous star. If a creation cannot be properly studied, even with the aid of Kairos, we remake it. If a creation is deemed a detrimental existence, we unmake it. 'Tis all for the greater good, and none question the necessity of such routine processes. I understand these things. I do. I would never think to unleash a clear and undeniable threat unto the world. Yet insignificant though their individual lives may be next to all creation, it is all the Lycaons have. Before we seal their fates, we owe it to these beings to exhaust all options, to ensure that nothing has been overlooked. If you insist, let me provide you with a full report, and we may take it from there. Would it be possible for us to attend the discussion that Emet-Selch may better carry out his duties? By all means. Pray show them to the meeting room. Meteon, what's up? To man, other beings are just things, to be used and controlled, like magic. That's what Hermes told me once. I fear this discussion may take a while, during which time... Meteon, are you feeling unwell? It's not me, Hermes, it's you. I won't go to the meeting. I'll stay with Kobe. Loath though I am to impose, may I leave Meteon in your care again? I'm in your debt, if you'll excuse me. Can you help me with something, Kobe? The meeting will make Hermes sad. I want to cheer him up with a flower. Hermes likes flowers the most of all the creations in Elpis. Most creations are expected to be interesting, or beautiful, or strong, better in some way. But flowers are different. They're designed to suit our emotions, what we feel and want to convey. Hermes likes that. I can't make flowers, so I'll search for one, and I want you to search with me. I'll start here at the 12 Wonders. Looking for a flower for Hermes. Vibrant purple flowers bigger than your hands adorn the tree. Oh, so big and bright. I love them. But they might be too bright. You have to think of the recipient. That's what Hermes said. A tall, slender tree rises before you. You crane your neck to look for flowers. No flowers. If there were apples, we could have covered them in syrup. Let's head outside next. Don't worry, we won't wander far. I'm a bit nervous about this. But it doesn't look like there's anything dangerous out here. An array of beautiful flowers grow in the bed, their mix of colours forming a pattern. These would be better for Hermes, but they're hedged in. That means we shouldn't touch them. They're either under observation or poisonous. Oh, this is the flower bed I took the photo with her in, so... Fuck. Any other place should be fine though. Let's keep looking. Set on a tall, thin stalk, the oddly shaped flower is mesmerizing in its undulations. Oh, a conion, a flower that can move. When Hermes wasn't looking, it shot seeds at him. Not a good gift, maybe. But you're good at spotting flowers. We'll find something soon. You spy nothing promising nearby. At best, common-looking grasses with some few tiny flowers. Nothing around here. Ah! Over there! Something big! Huge! There's also a marble over there. Like, right there. I don't know if I like this. A terrible stench reminiscent of sodden old boots pervades the air. Without a doubt, the culprit is the marble-like creature before you. It's an Adonis. The things around its mouth look like petals, but the flowers are the orbs on its head. When Hermes inspected it, it swallowed him up. He didn't leave his room for days. What do you think? Would he like it? Probably not the good sort of memory. Some of this one either. Finding a good flower is harder than I thought. I'm sorry, but could we search a little more? Maybe as far as the fields over there? I'll pick something after that, I promise. Oh man. Oh man. I mean, I'm here, so it should be okay, but... Come on. I just feel like something's going to go wrong. Lush green fields stretch out before you, ending where the sky begins. Ah, there's nothing. The shiny thing over there, what could it be? A shiny object. It's an Elpis. Oh, Elpis flowers, they're here too. Hermes likes and dislikes him at the same time. Like me, they're Endwalkers. Like me, they feel his pain and turn dark. But that's only for Hermes though. For others, they're always white and bright. Truly, the flower was dark in your home? Then, do you have it too? A dark emotion? I've known the pain of sorrow and loss. I see. Hermes has known the same. The feeling that a part of you is gone, again and again, but no one notices. Please, Kobe, won't you lend it to me, your pain and sorrow? I want you to make the flower dark in front of Hermes. He has been in a dark place since before he created me. He needs to know that he isn't there alone, that others are sad too. I'll try. Surely you'll do it. Thank you, Kobe. Thank you. It means more to me than I can say. I can't wait to see how Hermes reacts. Let's go back and fetch him. It seems they're still talking. Let's wait until they're finished. It's Hermes.
Hermes!
Oh, you were waiting for me.
You've finished talking?
Yes, we've come to a decision. My thanks for keeping Meteon company.
No problem.
Emet-Selch and Hythlodaeus have already retired to their rooms. There is room for you too, if you would follow me.
Wait! I want to show you something first.
Elpis flowers?
Go on. You're not the only one, Hermes. Others feel sad too. You're not alone.
I see Meteon has shared much with you. May we talk a moment?
Yeah, sure. Aw, the echidna.
I do not think it wrong
Sorry.
that we live for the star, that we strive to make it a better place.
I guess most people call it a porcupine.
And yet, in carrying out my duties here, there are times when I am plagued by doubt. Do you recall what Hythlodaeus said when we first spoke of my nomination? Death is the privilege of those who have fulfilled their purpose, a choice they embrace of their own free will. And when they depart, it is always beautiful. Perhaps it is, but only for man. Creations that he deems useless are discarded with nary a second thought. Some scarcely born into the world, afforded a handful of breaths before life and potential are abruptly extinguished. We make an effort to spare them the pain, but they sense what awaits. Rage and anguish and cower and fear. and it is not beautiful. Yet no one cares. No one. So fixated are we upon the duty that we do not pause to question the method. Pain and suffering, confusion and despair, writ plain in the eyes of those poor creatures. Yet no one sees. We turn a blind eye and carry on in blissful ignorance. Not amiss. And always, always the blossoms shine pure and white. A contradiction so blatant I could scream, want to scream. How can you all accept this aberration? And I wonder, am I the aberration for thinking thus? And I am filled with dread. But now I know I'm not alone. Not the only one for whom the flowers weep. I won't ask what you thought as you kneeled beside the Alpes, or if you only did it at Meteon's insistence. Nevertheless, I thank you. To know that you too have experienced suffering is a comfort. To so willingly lend an ear to ease my burden, you are a strange one. The stars in the heavens. Know you what they are? Though it is too far to tell, each glittering light could be a world not unlike Aetheris. A world filled with life. So many stars, so many lives. For us, there may be no higher purpose than to live for our world. But what of the other living beings out there? What is it that gives their lives meaning? That drives them day after day after day?
Naomi has big ideas. He's sick.
Pose that question to our undiscovered cousins.
He's so cool.
I created beings of dynamis, who can traverse the vast emptiness between the stars. Meteon and her sisters.
Sisters. Sisters.
Aye, sisters. She has a great many of them. And they have already departed on their journey, traveling to one star and then the next in search of life. As one might expect, exploration on such a grand scale is rife with difficulties, and thus far I've naught to show for it.
I was thinking she kind of looks a little bit like, I don't know, maybe a, you know, a little bit like a little bit like a dragon.
But I have faith that we will make some manner of discovery ere long.
A little bit like a dragon, like Hraesvelgr. And we know that the dragons came to our star from another star. And so I'm thinking it might technically be possible that the dragons on Heidelin are relatives of somehow Meteon. Possibly. It's maybe a long shot, but it's, you know, just a thought I was
When
having.
we do, I should be glad to share our findings with you, in gratitude for your kindness. It's getting rather late. We had best find our beds. It would not do for both of us to be sleep-deprived on the morrow. Come, Meteon. Let us head back.
All right.
Oh. What's up, Meteon? It is actually kind of ridiculous since dragons have bounds of ether in their eyes. We can only assume that they were Being from another star, then. An all too brief interlude, perhaps, but it is time I attend to my next task. As Emet-Selch and Hythlodaeus are aware, we reached a verdict regarding the fate of the Lycaons. Several were created for observation, and all 7 must be unmade. Doris has followed the correct protocols, and as chief overseer, I can find no fault in his judgment. The Lycaons would disrupt the natural order, ravaging and consuming other species until they themselves starve and perish. They cannot be released into the wild, and they cannot be allowed to remain here in Elpis. I intend to petition the Bureau of the Architect to have the concept preserved as a restricted purpose hazardous life form. Hythlodaeus has pledged to support me in this endeavor. Yet whatever the Bureau decides, the existing Lycaons have served their purpose. Doris has already isolated the creatures and is preparing to carry out the necessary measures. I will join him forthwith. It is my duty to witness the conclusion to this study. If you are resolved, then we have but to accompany you. Of course, let us be off then. We return to the main isle. There's this one up here. Oh, I never... Is this tuning? Yeah, I don't think I did that. No, I did. Okay. In a way, this place is kind of a... I guess, Garden of Eden. This expansion is making a lot of reference to a lot of, you know, God, religious type stuff. We have the Tower of Babel, we have an essentially Garden of Eden. It's crazy. And in a way, the ancient Zanasians, you know, in that regard, are almost like gods. They can create things just from latent ether. And there they are. To be unmade. Doris, are you hurt? What happened to you? They caught me off guard. I had them bound with ethereal shackles, but they became frenzied, even more so than usual, and broke free. I was able to stop 4. The other 3 escaped. Oh, no. I see them. 2 have taken to the air above the 12 wonders. The last is up ahead, lurking in the fields. You and Kirby handle that one. The pair in the sky you can leave to me. If this is how it must end, then so be it. I will render assistance to Emet-Selch, unneeded though it is. Meteon, you ought to stay here with Doris. But Hermes? The Lycaons must be reverted. I would spare you their pain and mine. This is my burden, not yours, but if you're intent on helping, then please follow my lead. Oh yeah, I'll do it. In fact... yeah. There's the Lycaon. I appreciate your help and lament that it is necessary. There it is, our quarry, within striking distance at present, but if it feels threatened, it may well flee beyond our reach. Here's my plan. You will approach slowly, in full view, and draw the Lycaon's attention. Now I warn you, its abilities are as fiery as its temperament. Once it spots you, it will flourish orbs of flame. It will unleash orbs of flame. But fear not. By my measure, you are more than equal to the task. Withstand the onslaught for a few brief moments. That will give me time to catch it. Ready? Then let us begin. Easy.
Now. Oh. Forgive me. Please, forgive me. May you and your kin find peace. Wherever your souls may drift in the underworld, may you find tranquil seas.
Ah! Mission's here.
Be not forgotten. In concept endure. To reclaim form and one day live again. Serve not the star, or any purpose save your own. Live again, if that be your desire.
That's a far cry from Fan Daniel, who wanted to die and take everyone with him.
If that be your want, we are worthy. But leave your suffering behind.
But I guess he did have a lot of self-loathing and hate.
Fly free.
Join the convocation, Hermes. You do not belong here.
Leave to replace another. To be replaced. It changes nothing. Tell me, do you think it right that we sacrifice all these lives for the sake of the star? And when the star has reached perfection, what then? If all who are satisfied choose to die, shall we all die in satisfaction? I do not know. Were I to take up the seat of Fan Daniel, it would be tantamount to approving my predecessor's death. I do not know if it is right. And to be torn by such thoughts, I do not know if I am fit to represent mankind.
Hermes! Please don't be angry. It hurts so.
Forgive me.
Aww.
If you would still consider me in spite of everything, I beg some time to gather my thoughts. Meanwhile, Hythlodaeus, I fear I must trouble you to attend to the others.
'Tis no trouble at all. Take as long as you require.
And you, my friend, I pray you find that which you seek.
I expect we have some few matters to discuss. Shall we return to the 12 Wonders for a time?
Aye.
Oh, that was good. Oh my god. I like Meteos's character and her relation to Hermes as sort of a emotional fixer-upper. When he gets the, I wonder what would happen if Van Daniel had Hermes in present time. The other Lycaons have been taken care of. The incident is resolved, and life in Alpus continues as normal, or ends as the case may be. Rationally speaking, I understand Hermes' argument. No matter how well deserved the rest, there is a pang of sadness when a colleague leaves us. Yet never has a departure caused me such grief as Hermes appears to feel. What must it be like to experience such torment? I'm going to leave it here for a little bit, and then I'll be back. Yeah, I'll give it like, yeah, I'll be back.